We saw a 31% year-on-year growth in terms of our active customers, and of course a 36% year-on-year growth on our primary customer base. So this allowed us to start to see growth as we adjusted the normal and came out of COVID and rebounded as we started going forward. But at the same time, we also looked at how do we improve the customer experience during the same period. So we brought in self-onboarding to allow our customers to do more things, give them the freedom of choice and the ability to do things they want to do at their own pace, at their own time, in their own place, wherever they feel, whatever time they want to do it. So financial inclusion is one of the key pillars of our sustainability and our future as we build this business. To this regard, we started working on how do we get our customers to onboard themselves, but to access financial services in a number of areas. And we started working with the counties, and we're doing pilots at the moment. I know in Nakuru, we're in Wakulima Market, we're doing some work in Nanyuki, we're doing some work in Mombasa. Tomorrow we'll actually be in Kisumu. We're actually putting together work to support the local communities on the ground to make a difference to them. A lot of our small-scale traders were wiped out during COVID. When shutdown happened, they literally, if I use a vernacular word, ate all their capital. And they found they could not have capital. So we have partnered with a number of DFIs, and we are giving them small, effectively, non-interest-free loans to be able to restart their business. And last year, I think we've given out almost 300 million shillings of those transactions where we're helping them rebuild their businesses, recapitalize, and to start to function, because it makes a difference. If the smallest among us is growing and seeing recovery, the rest of us will grow.
GDP growth over the first 3 quarters of 2021 was on the upside, averaging almost 8%. Cumulative growth over the first 3 quarters of 2021 was 6.5%. Which exceeded projections from the IMF and World Bank, which were 5% roughly. There's evidence that the post-pandemic recovery has been much stronger than we anticipated, and many sectors are showing signs of promise. A lot of those that were hit hard by the pandemic, including transport, trade, manufacturing, education, tourism, etc. Even agriculture witnessed a big bounce back. Inflation was on an upward trend, but it actually did remain within, as you will see later, that it remained within very low single digit, which allowed, I think, a lot of the central bank to maintain its policy rates. Commercial banks continue to demonstrate resilience with an increase in profitability, strong liquidity, and capital adequacy ratios. NPLs came down from a high of about 14.1% to roughly 13% today. And private sector credit growth rebounded as well to roughly 9% from the low levels we saw in April last year. GDP growth in South Sudan is expected to reach about 5.3% this year. And the recovery in growth will be largely on the back of oil production driven by higher global oil prices. Our performance can be attributed to our solid business momentum and implementation of the various interventions that have enabled us and customers to weather this volatile environment caused by the pandemic.
If you open up that number, our staff costs are 9.9% up, and that is on account of obviously inflation adjustments, but also as we continue to invest in new skills and grow our staff numbers in readiness for future-ready transformation that we're going through. The positive story there is we've kept non-staff operating expenses flat year on year, despite the investments that we've made to continue growing. Credit and impairment management, more than about 53% reduction from last year, and that is on account of continuing to work with our clients to get their businesses to succeed, because when their business succeed, then we succeed. Most of our clients that we had given moratoriums when the COVID pandemic hit have come back to us and told us, we are ready to start repaying our loans, we are ready to start working with you, and even under adjusted repayment measures. And that is the outcome that we are seeing in terms of our credit impairments.